Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I don't like to talk too much, so I'll get straight to the point. Have you ever heard of the term political theories? And do you know the reasons for the importance of political theories? At first glance, political theories seem to be related to the intellectual and practical realm of politicians. However, it should be noted that these theories have had a significant impact on the fate of each individual on Earth over recent centuries, leading to numerous changes in various aspects of human life. The science of politics has a longer history than political theories. Political theories do not replace political science. However, in modern and semi-modern societies, they influence the responsibilities, goals, and ideals of each political system and become a controlling factor. Our intention is to provide a general introduction to what is widely discussed in contemporary media. Certainly, we all know that in the 1990s, the political mechanisms in the Soviet Union collapsed and disintegrated. The political theory that governed the Soviet Union was known as communism. However, what we are trying to explain is a political theory that many find attractive and effective, which led to the submission and collapse of the Soviet Union. That political theory is generally known as liberalism. After the collapse of the Soviet Union in the 1990s, the political theory of liberalism has constantly been expanding and promoting from various perspectives. In scholarly studies, liberalism is divided into different branches, each of which can propose different policies for the political and administrative system of a country. However, they all share commonalities, with the most important being individual freedoms, emphasis on human individuality, and support for an economy based on free markets with an emphasis on private ownership. It should be noted that there is no precise and uniform definition of liberalism, but generally, liberalism means advocating freedom. The root of liberalism is derived from the Latin word liber, meaning free. In the 16th and 17th centuries, we encountered a society dominated by a mercantilist structure. In simpler terms, an economic system was implemented in which domestic production increased and exports were minimized. This period, which lasted for almost 200 years, gradually led to profound poverty in society. On the other hand, due to prolonged religious wars in Europe and the establishment of an authoritarian state that justified its governance with the divine rights of kings, claiming that monarchs had the divine right and privilege to rule, led to the formation and emergence of liberal thinking. John Locke is often considered the founder of classical liberalism. In his theories, he discusses the natural rights of individuals, which are based on life, liberty, and property. He believes that governments not only lack absolute divine legitimacy, but are formed by the consent of the people so that individuals can prosper through their representation. Liberalism typically manifests with the slogan of individualism, resulting in freedom and equal rights. In essence, liberalism believes that humans are free beings, and no institution, whether it be the church or the state, should impose its will upon them. However, there are misconceptions among people regarding the concept of liberalism, summarizing this word merely in its economic perspective or solely as market-oriented. It should be noted that, in general, liberalism is a philosophical idea before it is an economic one. You must have definitely thought about the famous philosophical question of whether the essence is with the individual or with the society. Liberalism answers this question by prioritizing individual interests and believes that collective interests cannot be achieved except by securing the interests of each individual. The society in which liberalism is implemented leads to the formation of a capitalist society. Ludwig von Mises claims in his book Liberalism that this ideology has had a profound impact on the world in the past 200 years. It could even be said that the English Revolution, the French Revolution, and the American Revolution were also inspired by liberal ideas. In opposition to liberal thought, socialism is positioned as a historical dispute between the two ideologies, particularly concerning the means of production. The means of production refer to land, labor, and capital. Land can be a specific area of a factory or agricultural land. Labor refers to the work performed by workers to advance production, and capital encompasses materials, resources, and money necessary for production. The debate between these two ideologies revolves around the concept of ownership, with liberalism advocating for private ownership of the means of production, leading to competition in a free market where individuals with the capability for productivity and profitability excel, while others are eliminated. Essentially, liberalism rejects any form of government interference and control. One might ask whether liberalism by itself has flaws, and whether it would be better to implement a middle ground between socialism and liberalism. The changes that have taken place in this regard have led to the formation of social liberalism, which, based on the principles of liberalism rooted in private ownership and individualism, remains intact. However, in order to mitigate class disparities, government interventions are made in terms of taxation, price control, as well as providing equal and free access to healthcare and education for the public, which helps moderate liberal policies. In the contemporary era, we are faced with a far more radical ideology known as neoliberalism. In the 1960s and 1970s, socialism was the dominant discourse in society, and many intellectuals and youths followed this ideology. However, in the late 1970s and early 1980s, Thatcher in the UK and Reagan in the US came to power and, due to their extreme anti-socialist policies, sought to establish liberal ideologies in an even more extreme and radical manner. The situation escalated to the extent that Thatcher stated in a statement, "There is no such thing as society." It can be said that neoliberalism vehemently opposes any government interference in the economy and market mechanisms, with its sole duty being the preservation of individual ownership. In conclusion, it is essential to emphasize that followers of the political theory of liberalism, like other political theories, claim that their proposed path can provide maximum human happiness. However, what is deduced from the current state of the world in Europe, America, and Asia is that the implemented programs based on this theory have not improved the situation of contemporary humans. The only observable phenomenon is the promotion of welfare equipment, while war and bloodshed, increasing class disparity, and the prevalence of pandemics have shattered human peace day by day. Despite all the efforts made in the design and implementation of these theories, humanity has not been able to achieve the expected salvation. Apparently, liberalism only secures the interests of the affluent in society, as it focuses on free market economy and minimal government intervention in the affairs of individuals. Consequently, in order to overcome life's challenges, one must first become wealthy to defend their basic rights and live under the shelter of the liberal system for a few mornings. In this regard, it is necessary to study and have a general understanding of other theories, so that individuals can at least compare the achievements of these theories in practice and have the necessary knowledge in the face of the advocates of these doctrines.